Then, usually this is the segment. If we're going to get something worth anything, we're going to get it here. Here came the Hurt Syndicate to the ring, and the celebration was set up. They got the belt stand, and they got the table with the champagne and the poster of their victory. And the fans were chanting MVP. And, MVP made the announcement that punks jump up to get beat down. And that's what old Big Bill and Brian Keith were. And they're going to have a toast to celebrate another win of their championship. And of course, this is a somewhat flimsy, see-through excuse for MJF to come out, but he does. And they've got a little bit of the old days back with this. I like the interplay. MJF comes into the ring and poses next to Shelton like he's in the fucking group. And Shelton's kind of looking at him sideways like, what the fuck? And the fans are chanting, he's our scumbag again. Brian, they are caught in a vicious logic vacuum where the only time that the people like MJF and chant for him is when he is a heel, preferably a despicable heel, or lined with other heels that they also like and cheer for. But if he becomes a babyface and it kills him deader than fucking 4:00.
Yeah.
Yeah. So MJF says, that's right, we hurt people, baby. And he cuts the promo about how Tony wanted him to be in this fakakta Owen Hart tournament and wrestle every week and sweat my balls off like some schlub. But I can bypass that because now that I'm rolling with the Syndicate, Daddy gets to cut the line and get back the Triple B, baby. Here's another thing. I got to be fair. And I enjoyed, is the point I was going to make here. I enjoyed MJF's banter here because he was back being the smart ass again. He wasn't trying so hard. He wasn't yelling at the people to make them not like him. But then I said it earlier, so I will be fair. It applied here too. I said, after 6 months, why does any potential new viewer understand why those two despicable weasels, the buckaroos, are the executive vice presidents? What is the Triple B? MV, I keep saying, there's too many of them in the group. MJF is the only one calling it the Triple B now, and he doesn't explain it. The announcers don't call it that. For a new potential viewer, MJF has not been the champion for over a year. Would they know what the Triple B is? Would it have more impact if not only MJF just dropped that in, that beautiful AEW World Championship belt that I redesigned and christened the every once in a while, so everybody's up on what the fuck he's talking about? Or is this another case of the Bill Watts thing where he'd send out a memo, gentlemen, I know you're all superstars and all the fans know everything, but see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, but we haven't even seen the title in almost a year, so
who knows what it looks like? And Moxley does not look like a fastidious housekeeper. But what was the Triple B?
That was his belt.
Well, it was but what did it stand for? It was the Burberry blowjob
what was it?
Belt. I don't know. See?
Big Burberry belt or brown
something
Burberry
like that.
Belt?
This is why that it needs reinforcement. But anyway, then MJF said, I scratched your back and now you guys scratch mine. MVP Montel, do I have to sign a contract or is it one of those old school blood brother type of deals? And Lashley says, shut up, Max. And, it was cute that you tried to help us, but you didn't get the job done. We don't need you. And we've never needed you. And then Bobby and MJF start arguing and pointing fingers with each other. And Shelton's kind of smiling there, but he stepped in between and MVP tried to calm Lashley down. And MVP told MJF, hey, we go way back. But to join, you need 3 thumbs up. And MVP gave him the thumb up, and then Shelton stuck it out in the middle and then turned it down. And Lashley, thank you. Thank you. I like that he hugged Shelton. He's like, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. And they took the belts and they left the ring, and MVP just shrugs at MJF, right? What are you going to do? So we still don't, but again, I like this, and it'll help MJF instead of having to go out there and just scream at people all the time because he's being penalized because he's still one of the better speakers in the company, but nobody cares about any of his shit before. But that was that.
Yeah, I really like that. I've liked everything with MJF and the Hurt Syndicate so far. I think it's bringing out the best of Bobby Lashley. We're actually getting to see some fire in promos and stuff. And Shelton standing there bemused by the whole thing. MJF should show up dressed like them. Like wearing like a really nice three-piece suit just to fit in a little more. But I've enjoyed all of this a lot.
Well, and then I'll jump ahead because to keep the continuity going, which is more than I can say for this program. Later on, they were in the back with Alicia Atut with the Hurts, and Lashley was telling, MVP and everybody, hey, MJF can't be trusted. We don't like him. We don't need him. And Shelton's like, yeah, but little George Costanza's kind of funny. And then, but again, a lot of these wrestlers are nearsighted apparently these days because Shelton and Bobby, under some flimsy pretense, they leave the promo, and within 5 seconds, there's a knock at the door, and MJF comes in. And MJF's asking MVP, do I look like a female dog to you? Why did they treat me like a punk bitch? And this was good with MVP. Your reputation precedes you. That's why. But this is business. In business, find out what your consumer wants and give it to him. And then he walks out and leaves MJF there to ponder that word of wisdom. So there's still something going on here. So at least we don't have to watch him interact with other people.